to The Infinite Way, where spirituality meets humanity. And it is with great pleasure that I want to introduce Bukeka Blakemore. Bukeka is the CEO of Fave Unite TV, as well as doing a plethora of other things. Bukeka, I'm just going to let you share a little bit about yourself.
Well, thank you so much, Enolia, for having me on today. Yes, my name is Bukeka, and I am the CEO of Fave Unite TV. Fave stands for Fans, Artists, and Venues. And our streaming channel is an African American family owned business that is helping the cultural narrative be redefined by those who should be defining it. We are champions of culture, bringing in content from all over the world. And we are very excited to be in the streaming channel industry. So thank you again for having us on your program today, Anolia.
And thank you so much for being here. So most of you know that Bukeka and I are very close friends, and I love you so dearly. I mean, to have you on and not even be able to make that declaration would be just absolutely ludicrous. But I wanted you to be back on the show because you have so much going on that is so exciting. And what I wanted you to do is to really share, because I've been a witness to your growth, a witness to the amazing things that you've been doing. And I had to bring you on. So let's start off with the fact that you birthed Fave Unite TV only what was it, a year ago, a year and a half ago, maybe. And then the beauty and the growth that this has taken off with. Why don't you share with us the birth of Fave Unite and bring us to present?
Well, I would be happy to. First of all, I wish it were just a year, right? Or maybe not. I don't know. But the concept of it actually was back in 2015 when we actually incorporated or made this a business entity. At the time, it was designed to be a new social media network. That was a challenge. Technology had really not set it up for the average person, to be frank, to just start a social network like a Facebook or something like that. There had to be another mechanism. And at the time, we just didn't know what it was. So we used existing social networks, Facebook, LinkedIn, those types of things, to just put out what it was that, or what it is that Fave Unite is. Well, then along comes streaming. And because it is a pioneering technology, even still, even though it's been around for quite some time, for people to invest in it has been of recent. And so we took advantage of it. And that was just about over a year ago. And since doing that, it has been an extraordinary experience of business growth, of personal growth. Believe me, being able to really stand in your power and then also recognize it. I think that's been the biggest thing for me, is to no longer hide. You can't hide behind small. If your idea and your love and your concept is big enough, you can't hide behind small. And a lot of people, I think, don't even know that they're hiding behind small. I didn't think I was until I stepped into what I would say is the biggest arena of my life.
Yes, yes. So here you are with Fave Unite, and your engagement has just been phenomenal. And I want you to take the time to introduce our audience to the Conscious Educator and talk to us a little bit about that and where it is and what it is.
This is quite the story. And I'm just going to take some time to tell the story.
Yes, please do.
If you don't mind.
Not at all.
Okay. There is an app called Clubhouse. And remember, Anolia, a long time ago, you said, Bukeka, there's this app called Clubhouse. And we said, okay, well, let's try and create a room. I think for a couple of reasons, it was still very, very new. Second of all, we were still very, very new to it. So we tried to attempt at it and we said, oh, well, maybe we should just float our boat in different waters, right? And the funny thing about Clubhouse is that once you download it, you can automatically get back into it, even if you're not if you're not knowing that that's what's happening. Such is the case with me. All right. So a year and a half later, I accidentally touched the app and up pops this room. It's called Clubhouse. So there's rooms in the Clubhouse. And so this room pops up called Brainstorm Passion. And that was an experience that really was a game changer because these were all these professional women, African American women, who were able to, at God's early enough in the morning, state exactly who they are, what they do with such precision. And I realized that even after all this time, I wasn't able to do that. I wasn't able to articulate it. And so that meant that there was a sense of myself that didn't know how to say or what to say about me or how to do it in such a way that was with confidence, even
Mhm.
after all the things that we've been through, right? There's still always the opportunity to learn and grow, right? So in this
Right.
instance, I think I got a chance to to get so much beautiful information from you and then go apply it, right? So I did, and and I began to develop relationships with women in the room. One of them was with a woman by the name of Melissa Perkins, who has a think tank called You Think Indigo. And to that, from her room and her clubs and her clubhouse and in Clubhouse, led to a room called the Conscious Educator. She is an educator by profession, but she's also a philosopher. And so, what this relationship with Bukeka and her streaming channel, and Melissa and her philosophy and her network of folks that she has created on this app, it has turned into not only an opportunity to discuss, but it turned into an opportunity for us to accelerate content that's educational in nature and act as an accelerator for Fave Unite TV.
Wow.
And what's happened is that room has just exploded. One of the things that came from it was a filmmaker by the name of Ronald Dillard Jr., who has 4 short films. And because of what we were doing, and one of the colleagues in the Conscious Educator house, as it is in Clubhouse, said, I think you need to meet these people from Fave Unite TV. And that filmmaker has brought 4 of his short films to our streaming network, and they are phenomenal, very thought provoking, very engaging, very interesting, lots of twists that people will find that as they come onto Fave Unite TV and begin to watch some of his content, that they'll see how he takes very, very difficult topics and somehow at the other end has this ray of hope that you don't even expect. So it's been wonderful.
What a journey. And I have to step back and I have to get our audience to understand that. First of all, You Think Indigo, Melissa Perkins, what a phenomenal woman. Encountering her is like encountering the most positive presence of knowledge that you can just, it's like breathing in wisdom being in the same room with her. Okay, she's just phenomenal, and I can see why you were drawn to You Think Indigo. And the participation in the Conscious Educator has been like a breath of fresh air. I've learned so much listening and participating. This is why I was like, you got to come on, you got to come on, you got to tell people what you're doing, and let them know that this is taking place. Ronald Dillard Jr.'s film is phenomenal. I had the opportunity to witness it, and be there when they did the launch. And oh my goodness, it's phenomenal. You've been doing so many positive things with Fave Unite TV, and I want to honor you and just put my hats off to you, because it's just been so great. So tell people how to get to Clubhouse. Tell them how to find you.
Okay, well, I will give you all the ways in which to find me, which to find Fave Unite TV. Let's start with Clubhouse, because that's where we're really cultivating this phenomenal community. So Clubhouse is an app. Download the app on your Android on at iOS device. And some of you probably have heard about it before. It was initially only for iPhones, but then they expanded their technology platform and was able to bring in Android as well. And it is an audio social app, or a social audio app. So there's no video or anything like that, which is very interesting to have a film content company on and building an audience on an audio only app. But what is exciting about it is that it is, because it's not the size of some of the larger social media apps that we have, and it's audio. It really does create a very intimate opportunity to build community. It doesn't give you a lot of bells and whistles. It's very simple. You come into a room, a club, a house, and you have a discussion, and you have community, and you have the opportunity to let people know what you're doing as a business. So it's a business marketplace as well. So come to Clubhouse, download the app, and then look up fans, artists, and venues. That's one house we really want you to get into. That's the house for Fave Unite TV. And also join the Conscious Educator. And essentially, that room is designed for people who are looking to have their content developed. We have amazing people in that You Think Indigo Conscious Educator Fave Unite TV collaboration that are available to help you get your concept either from a screenplay or to a script or whatever that is to an animated or short film product. So definitely find us there. Also, go to faveunitetv.com. You can look us up and have us accessible from your computer. What we really want you to do, though, okay, is we want you to go to your Roku device. Go to your Roku device and install Fave Unite TV onto your Roku device. And here is another exciting piece of news, Leah.
What's that?
We are about to establish our first big benchmark on Roku. We are just, I believe, 20 or less than 20 away from 1,000 installs.
That's wonderful. That's absolutely wonderful. How exciting. And so I'm sitting here listening to this and the bubbling over and the energy and everything else that you're bringing for Fave Unite. And this has been a journey for you. And so let's digress a little bit and let's talk about, what this journey has been for you, how you feel that you've grown personally, what this vision coming to fruition little by little by little actually means to you.
It's so interesting because you don't get a chance to really reflect on that part until you've gotten to another part, And I'm grateful that I can be in that other part to say what it has been like. And we're still massively growing. There's so much room for growth. I mean, we are still at that at the beginning of something that is really great, but we have come a long way. And there's a lot of life. Oh my gosh, a lot of life that has happened in that time. And anytime you have a business venture, you can't discount your life and who you are in the growth of that venture. And there's been a lot of life that's happened since that time. Situations with family. My mother passed. We had, just we have a son who is now 21, but in 2015, when this was just a concept, he was barely a concept. So, but now he's a grown man. He's 21 years old. Very excited about what we're doing, but just all that life that's happened in between. And so, what I've learned as a person is that when you have something that's so special that you just keep feeding it. You just keep dripping on it. You put a little bit here, you put a little content there. You even if it does nothing else but to say, oh, that feels good. You might get 0 likes, you might get 1, you might get 3,000 and go, wow, that's fun. Look what happened that day. And it can be, even though it is it's a business, but since it's still in that conceptual stage, it doesn't feel like a business because it's not profitable. I mean, it's still a concept, right? So, but when we started seeing the pathway to profitability, that means that you then have to make sure that all of those bells and whistles are humming along. And so your leadership skills become more attuned, your listening skills are heightened, because you have to be able to have a grasp of that introspective self in order for things to work out on the outer. And so it's been it's been a wonderful journey. So I'm excited for all the great things that are happening. I'm excited that we're doing them together. Oh my gosh. Okay, so here's my commercial for Enolia right now.
Oh
Go to
no.
Fave Unite TV. Hear about all the stories from Mother Africa with our dear friend Enolia. How's that for a commercial?
Okay, okay.
A commercial break.
Well, see, this is the beauty of you, okay? And I want to share with everyone the beauty of you, because if you don't get it, let me make it crystal clear for you. Here you are, an African American owned TV channel, and you are on Clubhouse giving artists, filmmakers, everybody the opportunity to have their work seen and evaluated to possibly be on Fave Unite TV. Do you know how hard that is for, everybody wants to be on Netflix. Everybody wants to look at, like one day, that's it. But here you are, and you're giving artists and content creators like myself an opportunity of a lifetime. So I'm making this crystal clear for you all out there, because you might have been sitting on a screenplay, you might have been sitting on a little short film that you've created, you might be sitting on poetry that, if you've taken the time to videotape it and articulate that which makes you feel so good inside, and haven't done anything with it. Fave Unite TV has given you the opportunity and opened its doors to listen to it, to let the fans roll and say, let's bring it forward. And, you just don't get that. What we do is we look at the Netflix of the world, and we knock on the door knowing that we're 150 miles away, going, can you hear me? Hello, I'm here. Look at me. This is who I am. And it doesn't work. It's one in how many millions of people get that break. And so I'm telling you that if you have that opportunity, then you need to be talking to Bukeka right now. You need to be talking to her about the show you might have. You need to be talking to her about that content you created, the art that you do, the lectures that you do, whatever the case may be, because it's an opportunity of a lifetime for your work to be seen on a cable channel that's up and coming, because you're not always going to be here. When it gets,
And I'm going to get,
go ahead.
yeah, and I'm going to get really real about a couple of things in that regard. Okay.
Okay.
So I am a singer, songwriter. And so, I've been in this business for a long time, for 25 years. I remember when streaming first inserted itself into the music industry. And that was a big, that was a tough one, because what it meant is that artists just weren't going to get paid as much as they were before, period.
Mm.
So now, 20 years later, there is an opportunity for artists to get paid through streaming. It's still not the mega bucks that we see from the top tier content creators like the Beyoncés and the Taylor Swifts and so forth and so on, but people can get paid. So now here we are in the film world. And this is what's happening. And I'm going to go back to, because we are talking about Afro cultural centric content for Fave Unite TV. And that doesn't exclude everything, but that's where we want to be able to make sure that these content creators are getting their work seen, right? But this is what we tend to do. Well, how much are they paying? You go to Netflix, you go to Hulu, because you know that they have acquisition budgets, and they can throw out $150,000 and sit on your work for years.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
And your work is not being seen. You got a nice check, but it's not being seen anywhere. So what I say is, come to Fave Unite TV with your content. Let us review it. Let us give it a professional review, because we have people in our think tank who, again, are industry professionals. Okay.
Everybody I met
we have
I met
say that again. Say it again.
I met Perez Douglas, the filmmaker, and she was partnered in Shawshank Redemption. I met Perez Douglas. I was so excited. Yes,
Yes.
you have serious
Yes.
professionals there.
Yes.
I'm sorry.
Serious professionals. No,
you're
good. You're good. You're good. So what I'm saying is, if you're sitting on content that you're trying to get to the people that's in your ear every day, but it's not being seen, then get it to the people that can get it to be seen, even though you haven't heard of them, even if they can't give you an acquisition budget at this time, because we're a startup company. But what we can do is review the work to get it to a marketing perspective. And we're not saying don't show your work on your YouTube channel, or don't do this, don't do that. But we have, because we are a fan driven, that's the one thing I haven't said anything about. FAVE stands for fans, artists, and venues. And fans drive the momentum for the content. Mm-hmm. So we have an opportunity to help you as a content creator, or help someone as a content creator have their work not only evaluated, but get some momentum created about it, so that other people are talking about it in an intentional way. So that's what I would like to say to our content creators that are saying, well, I've never heard of Fave Unite TV. But if you start with something that you've never heard of before, and it has the ability to go global, which we do because we already are, then you will not only will more people hear about us, but they're going to hear about you because you are working with us. So thank you.
That's right. So I want to thank you. I could see, listen to me, I'm already tongue-tied. I could keep you here all night long. I'm just so excited. So if you didn't get anything else out of this, take the time, go on Clubhouse, visit Fave Unite TV, their house. All you have to do is put in fans, artists, and venues, Unite TV, and go to Fave Unite's house and see when and what kind of events they have going on. Or check them out on The Conscious Educator on Sundays. I do 3 p.m. in Angola time, so that's in the morning for your time. What time is that in your time? Central Standard Time.
Yes, Central Standard Time, 9 a.m., 10 a.m. Eastern.
Okay, check them out. It's so much fun. It's not just you're sitting there listening. It's fun. Melissa is phenomenal. Bukeka is phenomenal. I learn every time I'm on there. You have producers. you have singing artists, you have actors, you have a little bit of everybody there. And you learn and you grow. You grow. And so, what wisdom do you want to leave everybody with, Bukeka, before we sign off?
Hmm. I would say when there's this exercise of what it would be like to be surprised with the best news, right? My nugget for people today is just walk around with that feeling of surprise. It's my turn. Surprise. It's all here for you. Surprise. It's at your feet. And feel how good that feels and wear it all day.
I love it. I love it. Bukeka, thank you. Thank you so much for coming on the show, for sharing your wisdom. Those of you who may not have picked up the social media pieces right away, it'll be down in the description on the YouTube channel as well as on the StreamYard. So again, thank you, Bukeka.
Thank you, Enolia. Always, my sister, always.
Always. And everybody, take care. Bye.